Well, hey, a good Sunday evening to you. Welcome on into a Card Central instant reaction. You thought that you were just going to sit around and watch some football tonight. No, we have a breaking news trade for you, and we are coming to you live just minutes after it was announced. The Cardinals have come to an agreement with, guess who? The Boston Red Sox on yet another trade, this time sending Wilson Contreras over to the Boston Red Sox in exchange. Hunter Dobbins and other minor league pitchers going back to St. Louis. This according to Jeff Passan. We will get you all of the news notes, whatever, on Hunter Dobbins as we go along here. As long as you're watching, as long as you are participating in the show, we will talk with you about our instant reactions, and we'll see who else decides to jump in and join us as we talk about it. Joe Roderick alongside Randy Karraker with you. Randy, thanks for jumping on this evening.
Yeah, Joe, a little bit of a surprise. I figured that maybe Heim Bloom would wait until after Christmas, but the job of a president of baseball operations or general manager is never to take a break. And this is the last night of Hanukkah. For those that aren't aware of it, Heim Bloom is Jewish, but here he is on the last night of Hanukkah working a deal with Boston, and the Cardinals get a few more of the young players that the Red Sox have on the farm. And Wilson Contreras was a really nice pickup for Boston. He turned out to be a really good player and a great hitter for the Cardinals. But as we know, the Cardinals are A, trying to get money off the books, and B, trying to open up a spot for young players. So Alec Burleson, I would think, will probably move over to first base. This probably precipitates them keeping Lars Nootbaar, I would think, unless they're going to move a guy like Gorman over to first. But it opens up a lot of possibilities for Ali Marmol to have Wilson Contreras out of that locker room. And by the way, Bernie and I talked about what a valuable guy Wilson Contreras is in the room. And the Cardinals lose some really valuable veteran presence in trading Wilson Contreras, but that's just not where they are now, and that's not where he is. I think he probably wants to win another World Series, and Boston is a good place to do it.
Yeah, and I would, we'll get into this as far as the trickle down ramifications of it. You brought up Lars Nootbaar. I think, if anything, I think the guy that this opens the biggest door for is Jordan Walker. Because you look at how much we've talked about the Cardinals wanting to trade two left-handed bats. They're too left-handed heavy. You just traded away Wilson Contreras, a big righty in the middle of that order. And right now you have Ivan Herrera. That's a righty. Outside of that, everybody else, all your big bashers, and anybody that is going to be in the middle of that order, and by middle of that order, I say maybe 3 through 7, 2 through 8. Everybody is left-handed now for the most part, outside of Ivan Herrera. So this is you really, really need Jordan Walker to step up right now and be that big bat from the right side.
Big time, Joe. And it's really interesting because I know that you look at possibilities for the Cardinals in making a deal for a guy like Brendan Donovan. Nobody has right-handed bats in their systems. Power right-handed bats are a really rare commodity in baseball right now. And I'm sure that's why the Red Sox wanted a guy like Contreras. But to your point, not only do the Cardinals not have anybody on the horizon in their system, there really isn't anybody on the horizon in anybody's system that you can say, okay, that's a surefire right-handed bat that we can have at the major league level. And you're exactly right. The Cardinals all along were planning to give Jordan Walker an opportunity. Now there's a little bit of pressure on him and the Cardinals for him to be good.
Hunter Dobbins, the big name that came back, he made 11 starts for the Boston Red Sox, not just some minor league arm with the Red Sox. A 26-year-old right-hander made 11 starts, a 4.13 ERA, appeared in 2 other games in relief, so 61 total innings, 45 strikeouts. You look at all the numbers, there's nothing. He was a guy that was just in the rotation, filled in here and there, nothing major. But a guy that nonetheless had major league experience and had innings at the major league level. And that's what we are seeing more and more with each and every one of these moves. You saw it with Dustin. I mean, right now you have 3 guys that are possible that are going to be going to spring training, going for a starting spot in spring training next year for the Cardinals that were in the Red Sox rotation at one point or another next last season.
Right.
So, for anybody
and Joe,
a lot last year, I guess maybe you tell us about these guys.
Yeah, and in his rookie year, you look at the starts. His major league debut, 5 innings. He goes 6. He goes 5 2/3. He goes 6. He goes 5. Then he had a couple of 4 2/3, 4, 3 1/3, but then back to 5, 5, 6. So he was giving the Red Sox innings in his rookie year too. If you're getting 5 to 6 innings out of a rookie, I think you're really happy about that. And I think if the Cardinals could get that on a regular basis, get 2 outs in the 5th, get the 6th, get into the 6th inning, I think the Cardinals would like to have that, especially to a 4.13 earned run average. If you can get that sort of production at the back end of your rotation from a young pitcher and protect your bullpen, I think you really got something.
And two, I see people in the comments posting it up there. There you see Dobbins' stats on there. I know Matt Rocchio just threw it out there, but Taco Dell says he just had surgery on his ACL. I'm reading about it right now. Again, folks, I mean, we're coming to you live. This trade happened 15 minutes ago, and we went live within about 5 to 10 minutes of the trade happening here on STL Sports Central. We're getting your thoughts on this. We're giving you the news as it comes by. As soon as we are seeing tweets about it or getting any other information, we are posting it to you. And it says here, back on July 11th, in a game against the Tampa Bay Rays, Dobbins tore his ACL when he stepped on first base after fielding a ground ball by Chandler Simpson. So July 11th is when he tore his ACL. Randy is a 2-time torn ACL survivor. I could tell you that I would imagine that he's going to be ready to go by spring, being able to pitch. Probably not able to go maybe by opening day in March or April. But with the way it is now, I would say that they're gonna push it, but I wouldn't expect him to be on the opening day roster.
Well, and yeah, he'll have to get some pitching in so that he can build his arm up, but that'll be almost 8 months. Opening day will be almost 8 months clear of tearing it, like you said, on July 11th. And he'll probably have to have a spring training then, and maybe you get him up to the major leagues by the beginning part of May. And that wouldn't be bad for the Cardinals. And what they want to do is they want to throw numbers at a problem that they have, which is innings. And now with the addition of Richard Fitz, with the addition of Dustin May, with the addition of Hunter Dobbins, now the Cardinals are able at some point during the season to throw numbers at any innings problem. It's unrealistic to think that they're going to get all of their pitchers to stay healthy again in 26 like they did in 25. So I'm intrigued by this. And again, I think we have to, whenever the Cardinals make deals during this offseason, aside from Brendan Donovan, we have to follow the money. And the biggest thing here is not the return that you're getting. The biggest thing that the Cardinals wanted to do, and Wilson Contreras is a valuable commodity, but the biggest thing the Cardinals wanted to do was open up spots for younger players and open up payroll space because of their declining revenues. That's the biggest thing that they wanted to do.
Yeah, and I'm kind of scrolling through here. I'm trying to see if any of the money information has been put out there yet. I'm not seeing any of that out there at the moment. Haven't seen the full package that has been sent back either in this exchange. So as it comes to us, we will get you that information as well. Wilson Contreras had 2 years left on his deal, $37 million over the next 2 years, and a $17.5 million team option in 2028. So again, we talked about this with the Sonny Gray trade, where you look at what the return is, what's coming back, and how the money is exchanged. That if you're taking more, and I think we were all surprised with maybe the level of major league player and the level of prospect that we got back from Boston, sending, with $20 million, half of Sonny Gray's contract being sent there, only having to pay half of it. So if you look at this and it's a pitcher who, made 11 starts and tore his ACL, you wonder how much money that means coming back. Did Boston take even more money off the books for it this time? And maybe the return is a little less because maybe it was more money. I'm seeing here Hunter Mulholland of STL Sports Central, who was in the chat saying Yokier Fajardo. I'll let you maybe take a stab at that one, Randy, and Blake Aida. The two.
I would go with Fajardo, kind of like fajita. Yeah.
So it looks like those are the two coming back for that. Okay. And now we go and we look those guys up.
Yeah, and Jesse Rogers reporting that Contreras got an extra $1 million to waive his no trade clause. So I would guess the Cardinals paid that. I wonder though, because of the type of player he is and his age, and there's only 2 years left, I wonder if the Cardinals had to pay a significant amount to move Wilson Contreras. It'll be he is worth the money on his contract to the Boston Red Sox. They didn't have an awful lot of production last year out of first base. Cassis has never turned out to be the kind of player that they thought that he was going to be. So I would think that unless there were no other takers, and there might not have been, I would think that Boston probably is paying a pretty good portion of his salary.
We will look up what we can on those two prospects in just a second as we get set to do that. Though, want to tell you about our friends over at DraftKings. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, it's still available. Bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets, and you can turn those bonus bets into real cash. Maybe you take a Sunday and you bet some touchdowns scorers throughout the NFL. Maybe you bet a Jamar Gibbs live touchdown during their final drive. I don't know who here could have possibly done that today and made a little cash. Maybe you vote James Cook to have a really nice game today, and you're sitting here and you're really happy on a Sunday right before Christmas, like some people possibly in this show right now. Use promo code STL Sports on DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook app. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
You want a backyard paradise next summer? Talk to Merrimack Pools and Outdoors now. No surprises, great design, straight pricing, and you could be swimming by Memorial Day. Hit SplashSTL.com. Merrimack Pools and Outdoors, turning big Griswold dreams into real St. Louis backyards for 25 years.
We have some news here on this right now. Okay. As you see Matthew Rocky working hard behind the scenes, throwing up news and notes on some of the guys that have come back. Yoker Fajardo Fajardo pitched it looks like with single A last year, 19 years old. His fastball rates out at a 55 with his control rating out at a 50. And there you see all the news there. Landed the largest bonus among Venezuelan pitchers on the 2024 international market, signing with the White Sox for $400,000. Made his pro debut in the rookie level Dominican Summer League, finished second in its strikeout minus walk percentage, 26%. After the Red Sox designated Cam Bozer for assignment last December, they shipped him to Chicago in exchange for Fajardo. So there you see, looks like velocity here touching 96 miles an hour, two-seam fastball touching 97, and again, only 19 years old. More advanced than most 18 or now 19-year-old pitchers. He needed just 6 outings this spring to earn a promotion to single A. He has thrown strikes throughout his pro career and commands his fastball well. Randy, I mean, at 19 years old, and you see he's already been traded once, but a guy that looks like he was highly touted. This is just a high, a big lottery ticket. That's what these are, and somebody that again was not in the Red Sox system when Chaim Bloom was in the Red Sox system. I think those are important things to kind of point out here. I know it's all fun to say, oh, they're trading with everybody, they're trading with only the Red Sox here, but this is a guy that was not in that Chaim Bloom really had nothing to do with during his time.
Yeah, and I think, Joe, when we look at the upside. Like you said, 96, 97, 147 strikeouts and 122 and a third career minor league innings. He's a strikeout guy, 17 starts last year to a 2.25 earned run average. That doesn't mean an awful lot in A ball, but when you're 19 and you're dominating like he did in A ball, that's at least a positive. And what the Cardinals are looking for is ultimately high upside guys that in 27, 28, 29 will blossom and be part of the Cardinal rotation. And that's what they're looking for in a guy like Fajardo. So they've done exactly what Chaim Bloom said he wanted to do. They wanted to have a major league pitcher, which they get in Hunter Dobbins, and they want to be able to, as Chaim called it, warehouse guys in the minors and have guys getting ready to join the major league squad. And this fits the bill. This is like the Sonny Gray trade. The Cardinals got a major league starter. They got another young guy that is going to hopefully be ready by 27 or 28. And that seems to be the MO of what the Cardinals are doing here in these trades with the Red Sox. And the Red Sox, by the way, if you watch them in the playoffs, they've got some really good young pitching, and they were able to trade some young guys for Garrett Crochet too. So a lot of what Chaim Bloom acquired over there has been really good, and the Red Sox system that he built is acquiring good young pitching too, and that's why the Cardinals are interested in it. I believe, though, if we want to count the deadline trade that sent Steven Matz to Boston, I don't think you can count Chaim Bloom for that, but the Cardinals have dealt with the Red Sox a lot here in the last few months.
I do actually. That's the one I think you really count, because the guy they got back, I thought was a guy that was drafted while Bloom was there in Blaze, Georgia.
Drafted.
So,
Yep.
yeah, so I think
Right.
that is one. That one did seem like it had a lot of Bloom's fingerprints on it. Wilson Contreras, by the way, the Cardinals also send $8 million to the Red Sox to cover part of his remaining $41.5 million in salary. So $8 million only going this time, where we saw $20 million go in the Sonny Gray deal. Again, that's maybe why. Okay, hey, you pay more of it, you send us back lesser prospects in this case. So I think that's why we are seeing what we're seeing. But like you said, it's all about adding those arms, adding those innings. You have so many innings you need to cover from last year that either guys have left or they were really bad last year. You need to cover that to not be, Chaim Bloom's not going into business this year to lose 120 games. He's not doing all of these moves to go out there and try to break the White Sox record or be the Rockies from last year. Yes, they are cutting and shedding a lot of payroll. They're letting a lot of young kids play. He's not going out there to make this team a laughingstock, and Bill DeWitt's not going to allow that either.
And we have an interesting chat from Supram37. It says, I'm telling you guys right now, Chaim Bloom is a cleaner. He comes in, trims payroll, trades off vets, collects prospects and draft picks, gets fired, moves on. Well, this is the guy that was vilified in Boston for giving that monster contract to Rafael Devers. So I don't know that he's a guy that, granted, he was forced to trade Mookie Betts. And the Cardinals, Sonny Gray was not a guy that was going to be around when they were going to win. Wilson Contreras is not going to be around when the Cardinals are ready to win again. And I don't think that Nolan Arenado will be around or be a good player when the Cardinals are ready to win again. There's nothing wrong with collecting prospects. One of the things that Chaim Bloom did before he did get fired in Boston was collected enough prospects, Joe, as you know, to have Boston have the #1 rated system in all of baseball at the beginning of the 2025 season. And that included 3 of the top 12 prospects in the game. So I don't know that he's actually here to come in, slash, and get fired. I think he's here to get the Cardinals back to where they feel like they should be, and that's producing a young player every year. And I've mentioned this to the Cardinals. I've mentioned this on the air, and I don't know if Whitey Herzog was considered a trimmer, but when the Cardinals traded people like Gary Templeton in the early 80s, when they traded Ted Simmons, Pete Vukovich, they had Raleigh Fingers for 24 hours. I don't know if you're considered a trimmer when you bring up Willie McGee in 82 and Danny Cox in 83 and Terry Pendleton in 84 and Vince Coleman and Todd Worrell in 85, Greg Matthews in 86, Joe McGrain in 87. I think there's something to be said for bringing up young players every single year. And I think that's the Cardinal goal, not to just slash and burn.